Alright, yeah, me and Pony switching place. And Giz sitting in the back because you would bully me for playing this game. Yep. And yeah, so this is going to be the all skip run. So essentially everything is on the table when it comes to skipping as much as we can. And yeah, when it comes to the bid war, what is the result?
The result is Yoshi.
Thank you. You don't want to hear this voice all the time, so yeah, Yoshi's much better. Thank you. So yeah, I'm pretty much ready to
Yes.
do countdown.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so right away we're gonna try to do a skip, which half of it is RNG. So, but the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to go backwards and hit a certain specific polygon back here. And what I just did there is I saved Lucky 2's position, so when it picks me up, it will pick me back there. And here we want red shells, hopefully. So this is gonna be a very RNG run. Let's go.
Red shells?
Yep. This run has a lot of RNG dependent tricks, like getting red shells here. So after setting Lucky 2 behind the finish line, we can hit herself out of bounds, and we just get put back behind, and we get a lap. And repeat 3 times, and you have Luigi Raceway done.
Just like the developers intended.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's fine. We got backups. That's fine.
The extra red shells come in clutch.
Yeah, I might have to wait just a little bit because the CPUs are in the way here.
If you were to fire off the red shell right now, it would probably lock onto them, and then you'd waste the red shell.
Yeah, normally if you get red shells first try on the first box, you don't have to worry about the CPUs, but you know, if it doesn't happen, you can have to wait. But yeah, that was Luigi Raceway.
10-second lap.
Pretty good lap.
Yep, good racing in that one. Good lines.
So you're gonna notice this is a Japanese version. The skip I just did only works on Japanese. And there's another one later on Toad's Turnpike that also only works on the Japanese 1.0 that I'm gonna do. So that's why the game is in Japanese. And also you're gonna notice that all the track names and the cup names are pretty much all different than the USA one. So I'm gonna be referencing to the names that are in the American and European versions. So if you see that the name that I'm saying doesn't match, that's why. And so, yeah, Moo Moo Farm is one of the 5 tracks that actually do not have a skip. So we kind of have to just, you know, play this one normally. This one has a bunch of little moles that if you hit, you will tumble and lose a bunch of times. So essentially, we just want to go around and avoid those, while doing the main mechanic of movement in this game, which is mini turbos. So mini turbos is what you're seeing me doing right now when I drift, and then you know the little smoke that comes out that goes from white to yellow to orange. You get to change the color by flicking your stick on your controller from left to right pretty fast. And when you get to orange and release it, you actually get the mini turbo. So if you do it over and over again, yeah, the mole got me there. But yeah, if you do it over and over, you get to
build up a lot of speed.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty decent beside the mole, and now it's gonna be Koopa Troopa Beach, which we do have a shortcut. And so yeah, there's actually a pretty big difference between skips and shortcuts in this game. So essentially the skips are anything that's not intended by the developers, and shortcuts are stuff that is intended. So the little shortcut here that we're going to see, which is to jump in the cave from the ramp, is actually intended. So this is not technically considered a skip, so you could do it in no skip runs. But other people probably don't know is that you can kind of just drive up there if you do a mini turbo without a speed item. You absolutely do not need a speed item to do that, so that's, you know, we don't have to farm. Also, 8th place glitch here.
Nice.
Yes, we got a star. So there is a polygon to the right side of that finish line that if you drive on it, considers you in 8th place, and if you activate an item on it, you get 8th place items. And luckily I got a star, so I got to go a bit faster.
Could also include golden mushrooms, triple mushrooms, blue shells as well.
Yeah, you know, we want for sure the star is the optimal one, but Golden
Nice.
Mushroom also worked. Wow,
Double
Double
Star.
Star is really lucky. Nice. Does saves me a few seconds here. Hopefully I don't miss the shortcut here. To the end, you can kind of just drive in the here within the water. Doesn't really matter.
Yep.
And that 170 is actually really good for a double star run. Alright, so now we're gonna get into some pretty big skips territory.
Yep.
With the next track. Calamari Desert, there's a couple ways to skip stuff here. The optimal thing you want to get is red shells into star, which is about 6% chance to happen. But honestly, either red shells or star alone is also pretty good. So let's see what we get here. So I'm gonna purposely go back to 8th place. Okay, didn't get the item that I want, so let's farm a little bit. Okay, star, that's fine. So I get to do a shortcut that was intended by the devs, but in an intended way, unintended way. So we're gonna drive back here, and once we hit the reverse, we can just go back in the star and trigger a lap. Just like that. So now we are on lap 2. This is something that was intended by the dev to be doing, to be something that you could do as an Easter egg, but you're supposed to do it by driving the complete length of the train track from the other side. But I guess they didn't realize that you could just drive from the other side backward and then turn around and activate the star. And it saves a lot of time over driving the lap normally. You essentially save an entire lap worth of time. And now for lap 3, because I didn't get red shells, I just get to do the lap normally. The red shell skip here, essentially what you do is if you go in the same tunnel that I did at the start, except you're gonna throw red shells to jump over the fence at the end of the tunnel to basically end up right where the finish line is. So he would do the skip on my left here over the fence with the red shell if I had got one. And that is Mushroom Cup.
Onto the flower cup.
Yep. Alright, so as you saw, we reset the console. We don't have to watch the cutscenes or anything. You can just jump straight into the next cup. And this one, I mean, I'm gonna let you explain it, I think. Pretty wild.
Yeah, this one is extremely wild. It involves a lot of basically checkpoint manipulation, jumping out of bounds, getting stuck in the fence. And then this trick right here. Nice. There's water underneath the track, and that allows us to set up a specific checkpoint combination that allows us to then jump into this fence by the finish line. And there he got it, so that's one lap skip. And now you do this 2 more times to finish the race. Oh.
Getting stuck in the fence is surprisingly difficult.
Yes.
For some reason. Oh. You have to like jump at a specific time so that you don't just bounce stuff and actually get stuck. There you go.
That should work.
Should be a lap.
That's 2.
Should be 3.
That might work, yeah.
There you go.
Good.
Nice.
Now this is actually a very big shortcut. Usually each lap takes about a minute or more non-shortcut.
Yeah, this is a very long track, and it's it's pretty boring too. It's like a figure eight, right?
Yeah.
With cars, but doing this, it's so fast. I mean, you can get like 40-second times or even below that if you like super fast. So now, oh yeah, this is the easiest shortcut in the game. Everybody can do this and flex on their friend. So you drive back here, drove out of bounds, and then you just do that.
I think this one was found like day 1.
Potentially, yeah. I
One
don't
of
know.
the earliest known shortcuts.
Yeah. So you just keep doing that, and then if you look at this view, you can see that we're gonna get the credits for the lap. So we're gonna turn to yellow, and you just keep doing that. So next time you wanna beat your friends, you can do this one. So yeah, now the next track is probably the most famous for killing runs, I would say.
Yeah.
Outside of the orangey ones. we usually call it Shaco's Stupid Mountain for a reason.
Yes.
Hopefully I'll get the shortcut here, but it's really difficult, so we might not be able to showcase it. So I'm gonna attempt a really big jump, which is pretty precise, and if I do it, I can skip a big portion of the track. Okay, oh, then get it. Fine. The good thing is we have 3 laps to try, so... And then, oh, I almost got the backup as well. So you can either do it on the big slope that I tried at the start, or you can do it on the stone wall there and jump to this section, and essentially you just skip the entire U-turn at the end of the track. The one thing that makes it difficult is that it is frame perfect, and also you need to release a mini turbo into having a good angle into the wall for it to also work. So there's like a lot of component for it that needs to go right to actually be able to do this game. There you go.
That was very clean.
Oh. Yeah, if you hit the sides there, you just tumble. Hopefully you can get 2 out of 3 at least. That'd be nice. Oh, okay. Didn't quite get it. I think I was a frame too late on my press. Maybe back up? No. So yeah, it's actually pretty difficult to do, and it is notoriously a run killer for runners. Oh yeah, at least got it once, right?
Yes.
Pretty good.
That's good.
So yeah, the next track, Mario Raceway, is a RNG one because it's going to be a red shell skip, and hopefully we don't get trolled by the game because it could very well happen.
First try.
Yeah. We'll see. So I'm gonna get to the box, and then I'm gonna stop and let all the CPUs pass me, and hopefully get the red shells. So not quite a red shell, but I'm gonna farm a little bit. Oh, there you
There we go.
Wasn't too bad, right?
Only a couple items.
Yeah, now we can just do that. Oh, I completely missed. Okay. But the idea is to hit yourself with the red shell, and then you can go over the wall. There you go.
One.
Just like that.
Oh.
Okay, I missed it. Whatever. We'll just continue. I kind of had to do it fast there. Unfortunately, when you have the CPUs behind you, that red shell will instantly turn around and target the CPUs. So if I wasn't fast there, my red shell essentially would have been unusable for the skip because it would have just turned around instantly. Oh, okay. So yeah, now we're just gonna have to complete the track normally. It's actually kind of important to finish the top 4 here. If you're not top 4 in the track, what happens is that the game tells you to retry until you get top 4. So if I would just sit there and grind red shells for the skip and lose the race, then I wouldn't be able to go to the next cup. So instead, we're just gonna be driving and finishing it. Also good orange.
Yes.
10% shroom, and there is a floor cup.
Now the third cup coming up is the Star Cup.
Yep, and this one is another one of those broken tracks, I would say.
Yep. Probably the most broken in terms of the time save you get.
Yeah, so we're just gonna hop. And then hop. Oh, messed it up, but we can just hop back, actually. It is, again, a wall jump, so it is a 1-frame trick. There you go. And just do it over and over again.
Nice.
There we go. This one is very notorious as well to just troll you because it's, like I said, a 1-frame trick, so it's really easy to miss. So 35 seconds is pretty good, actually.
And a lot of the times with those wall jumps, it can happen that your position won't allow you to get the wall jump no matter what you do.
Yeah, that is something that can troll you. I think it's like a low percentage chance to happen, but it can happen. So Sherbert Land here, there is a shortcut, though it is not done in RTA. It's kind of insane, to be honest. It involves like penguin cycles and then mushrooming into it and stuff like that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, if done perfectly, it might save like 10 seconds.
Yeah, so RTA would just kind of just drive around and try to not hit too many penguins and not fall into the water. So yeah, I think it would be a perfect time for some punishment.
Thank you very much, Obiyo. Yes, we've had $50 coming from Asbo. Says go for it.
Thank you, Asbo.
We've also had a $30 donation come in from Joey Mack, who says the donation's going to the Sonic and Eggman cosplays and helping fund Alzheimer's research. And a quick update for you on our current incentives. The 7-player 1-controller boss fight is now at $285 out of the 1,000 needed. That run is coming up after Super Mario 64, so a little bit later on tonight. The Sonic and Eggman cosplays are at $560 out of the 2,000 required on that one, so a little over a quarter of the way there. Back to you.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Right in time for the banana. Right. This is why you don't want to fall in the ice. So this is pretty much the worst thing you can do in the game, is to fall in the water there. You lose so much time from being picked up from Lakitu. But yeah, a little bit of a banana that I didn't see. You know, you have got to pay attention sometimes. I guess something you can note here is the penguins are actually on a cycle. So let's say you would play the track at the same pace multiple times, and every time the penguins will be the same spot. So they are. So as long as you don't make mistake, then you're fine. Also, yeah, thank you, Toad. I guess thanks in the first place. Alright, so the next track is what I consider the hardest skip in the game.
Yes.
I think a lot of runners would say that. It involves red shells, so we need RNG on top of it. Really hard execution. Hopefully we don't have to farm for too long. If I have to farm for too long, I might have to just like skip to lap 2. And you know, catch up to the CPUs, because it's actually a track where it's very easy to lose if you just don't get the RNG.
Oh.
Okay, so one thing you can do is you can like tumble here. So there's like parts of the mountain that will like make you tumble, and if you do that, you lose a star. So I can just like go back to farming. Oh, the game doesn't want me to get red shells here. Okay, I'm gonna try on one more set before I fall too far behind. So many stars. Yeah, okay, I have to go forward. So the golden mushroom, you cannot tumble. You cannot just tumble and like make it go away. As soon as you use the mushroom, you will be stuck for it for 10 seconds, no matter what. So gonna have to go, and we can do the backup strat, which is to jump onto this polygon, and this polygon is tied to the top of the ramp here, so we just get spawned here. And here I'm gonna waste my mushroom, and I'm gonna attempt to get the red shell one more time here. Wow, that's terrible RNG. Well, maybe lap 3, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes this is just how Mario Kart 64 run goes. You just don't get the red shells. You reset. But this is a marathon, so we're just gonna keep going here. There we go.
Nice.
So you see I just got to first because I will be ahead of the CPUs now. Another small improvement you can do here is if you jump to the left and you get stuck in the water here, you save 0.5 seconds. So you're just gonna spawn over here.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm not gonna risk the farming with the CPUs on lap 3. I'm just gonna make sure that I can actually finish this race in the top 4 so we can advance. Sadly, you didn't get to showcase it, but you know, this is how Mario Kart 64 goes. There we go. Be working. Then let's go for the small skip here as well, which actually might be a bit too far, actually, I don't know if this is gonna work actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I didn't. Okay, that's fine. Just mushroom to the end. You know, sometimes the game just rolls you like that. You gotta just deal with it. So yeah, the next track is gonna be Bowser Castle, which I mean technically does have a shortcut
As of recently, yes.
as of recently, though it is like I believe pixel perfect and like angle perfect, and
It's so ridiculously precise, you'll probably never see play in RTA.
yeah, I believe there's like I think you told me 3 people that have ever done it at all in like 10 trial or something.
Yes, and it saves maybe 1 second.
Yeah, it's ridiculous like that. So basically, this is an shortcut track for RTA. The Twomps are on a cycle. Oh, thank you, Toad. I guess you wanted the banana. But yeah, so this is basically a no, all the Twomps are in a cycle. So if you drive the same pace every time, like the penguins, you can know where the Twomps are going to be. So you can adjust. You basically can know, okay, I'm on this place. I can go to the left or right side to avoid getting smashed or blocked. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this track, except if you get a mushroom, you can like skip the grass at the start, save like a second or something like that. Quite a decent time save. And yeah, now get to the right here. The Toad doesn't throw me any bananas. Oh. There you go.
Oh, you actually hit him.
Yeah, actually I hit him. But yeah, sometime, so I don't know if we've talked about it, but the CPU is actually rubber band really hard in this game. Like a crazy amount. So even if I'm like driving really well right now, Toad will just catch up to me in a few seconds here.
There's Marty. Hello.
Hello, Marty. Shout out to Abney. But yeah, so the CPUs, and often they will like try to snipe you with bananas and stuff. I guess one thing to note is in this game, the CPUs don't actually use shell. So they won't like throw red shell, green shell, blue shell at you. But there is a 1% chance that they might use a shock. So if I get shocked, then I get really unlucky, essentially. Thankfully, it hasn't happened yet, which I'm actually kind of surprised because it usually happens once for me. But yeah, that is Star Cup, sorry.
Star Cup. And now we move on to the final cup of the game, the Special Cup.
Alright, so this first track here, DK Jungle Park, is quite broken actually.
Yes.
So broken that we're gonna just drive backward actually. So I'm gonna stop myself with the wall. Then you can kind of just jump like this and, oh no, well I messed it up here. But there is a way to trigger the lap and also fall back in the caves here. Okay, yeah, messed it up a little. It's still gonna work, but essentially what you do here is that you jump in a very specific part of the wall, which doesn't have a collision, and then you get past the finish line, so you get credit for going forward in the lap, but you also fall back in a way that you are at the end of the lap, so you essentially skip the entire thing. So as you can see, I'm already at the end of lap 2 here, and then you can just turn around. It up again. And as you see, I just got the credit for almost the entirety of lap 3. Sadly, did not get the fast version here, but it's still good enough. If you fall in the water, you just get picked up by like 2 and lose a few seconds. And yeah, that's DKGP.
It's also good to note that DKJP is probably the laggiest course in the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Something you might have seen me do, I don't think I explained it, is I've zoomed out every time that I enter a new cup. And zooming up actually saves a lot of, it removes a lot of lag. And especially on DKGP, I think you can save a few seconds if you trail a banana. Because if you trail a banana, the camera actually zooms out quite a bit. And on DKGP specifically, it saves a lot of time. Okay, so, didn't get the triple mushroom. Gonna try one more time. Okay, that's fine. So the strategy you want to do here is to get triple shrooms so you can do a lap skip near the start finish line. Oh, banana. Thank you, Luigi. But there is a backup if you don't get triple shroom, is to come here, and we're actually gonna trigger a lap from here. Hopefully. There we go. So now we are on lap 2, and it is actually going to put us in the wrong direction here, so we have to turn around, and then we can do a shortcut. Oh, barely stayed on it. But this gap jump is actually not considered a skip, it's considered a shortcut, so you could do it on non-shortcut track. So now that we're on lap 2, we're just going to complete lap 2, and the start of lap 3, because I have a speed item, is going to be the shortcut I wanted to do with triple shrooms instead. That we would have done 3 times if I had the good RNG. So we're gonna stop on this dot here, line up, hit the star, jump, and then we hit the black line, and it should be working. So we should get the lap credit here. Yep, there you go. So now, yeah, Benchy Blower is gonna be the last race with no skips, unfortunately. Well, I guess technically there is a skip, but it's a 2-player skip.
Yes.
So you have to like jump on top of like another player that is set up in a specific way to like go back behind the finish line. But we know we are only playing 1 player, so we can't do that. So we're just gonna get to drive around this track and hopefully not fall down.
There's actually quite a lot of interesting 2-player glitches, shortcuts in this game that most people don't even know about or play in general.
Yeah, I believe there's like a Koopa Troopa one.
Yep.
And I think there's at least 1 or 2 more that I can't quite remember now. But this game is quite interesting if you play in 2-player with all the crazy bounce you can do on top of other players. Quite some creative setups to skip laps. CPUs tend to troll and put bananas down here. Oh, exactly that. I almost just fell on it. And gotta be careful with just the items here. So. Okay, so 1 more lap. So basically, this is just like the optimization is to try to cut corner by jumping over the little gaps and obviously doing the mini turbos. Don't hit the bananas. But yeah, I think we have a donation, so we could do it now if you want.
Thank you very much, Obiyo. We have a $30 donation from Trigger. No comment on that one, but it has gone towards the 7-player, 1-controller boss fight for Sonic Adventure DX. There's around about 2 hours till that run, so plenty of time to get that incentive met.
Alright, well, now we are back to the last race, Rainbow Road. Normally it is a 5-minute track approximately.
Yes.
If you don't skip anything. We don't have time for that, obviously. So we're gonna be doing big skips. Hopefully. But we need red shells, so we need some luck here.
I think most people know about the ramp jump that you can do just in front of the finish line here. That's one of the classic Mario Kart shortcuts, but we're going to do an even bigger jump with a red shell.
We can get the red shell, that is.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
It is.
Gonna take a box just to safety. Maybe we get some other red shells. That's fine. So now I'm gonna set up here in a very specific way so I can like drive into the red shell here. There you go. And essentially what I did is I got hit by the red shell behind the finish line, but in an angle so that I would go forward and be on the left side of the finish line, basically being in front of it. So when it's gonna put me back down, it's gonna count me at the end of lap 1 here. So now I can do that a second and third time, hopefully. There you go.
I think some people would call this skip large even.
Yeah, very large skip. And hopefully I don't miss the third one. That would be great. There we go.
Very nice.
Perfect.
Shock dodge.
Shock dodge. Alright, so time is gonna be pretty much when I land. And time. So yeah, that was Mario Kart 64 skips minus Royal Raceway because RNG, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, Pony, for the commentary.
Thank you for your commentary as well.
No problem. Shout outs to the Mario Kart 64 community. And I want to do a very, very specific shout outs. Very specific shout out to Samek, who actually literally drove to my house to teach me all of these skips when I got into ESA, because I was very, very rusty. So the reason why this run was as good as it was because of Samek. So big shout out to him. And big thank you for ESA to have me here. Coming all the way from North America. It was very nice to have a run. And yeah, thank you very much.
Well, we are really glad you did come all this way to show that run. Thank you very, very much for doing so. We are going to get ready for our next run. It's time for some Super Mario 64. We're going to be doing a live tutorial blindfolded speedrunning. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you all shortly.